All right, there's a raging debate among Trump supporters about whether or not President Trump should announce his bid for the presidency before or after the midterms. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the president should wait until after the midterms. But our next guest has been at this a while and he disagrees with me. His new piece for American Greatness argues that a Trump announcement and his presence the last 2 months of the midterm campaign would serve as a stark reminder of what was compared to what is. Here to discuss, the founder and CEO of American Majority and former speechwriter for President George W. Bush, Ned Ryun. Ned, all right, you think he should announce sooner rather than later. Tell me why.
I think there's a variety of reasons, Sean. First of all, we know he's running, right? So let's dismiss that as even a question. He's running. So then it becomes the timing. And I honestly think he would be more of an asset than a liability on the campaign trail, especially in key Senate and gubernatorial races. Again, as you did in the lead-in, I think it would remind people of what was under Donald Trump. We had inflation about 1.7. We had unemployment at 3.5%. We had gas about $2. We had better control of our southern border. It was not fully fixed, but it was headed in the right direction. We at least had China kind of on its heels. We didn't have Russia invading Ukraine. We had a lot of different things that were going really well, and life was much better under Trump. I think he needs to announce Tuesday after Labor Day to remind people and be out there on the campaign trail, especially in these key Arizona, Georgia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, to remind people what was, what can be. Compared to what is. And I think he's one of the strongest advocates we actually have, Sean. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, do you really want Mitch McConnell out there after the gun bill, after tens of billions to Ukraine, or do you want Donald Trump? And I think Donald Trump is one of the best assets Republicans have right now, and he should be out there.
So I don't disagree with anything that you've said so far as far as that. I just don't see why he needs to announce, meaning I think he can be out at the campaign trail. I think he can do everything that you said, but I don't think by announcing he gives Democrats a foil. They can say it's now Biden versus Trump. Right now, everything that you just said can be contrasted with, you guys have Biden, this is what he's done to us. But if you introduce Trump, you've now given the Democrats a cudgel to say, okay, but your guy is now running against him. Also, I would argue that he takes up a lot of the money and he takes up a lot of the attention. So tell me where I'm wrong on that. Why not just wait? What do you buy by doing it 2 months later?
Well, I think he's got to be in control of the narrative, Sean. I mean, first of all, the narrative is right now the establishment, January 6th, all of these things, nothing less than an attempt to discredit and disqualify Trump from running. They are desperate for him not to run again. But the most important thing that I think Trump has to be in control of is the narrative. And I think Republicans are going to be very successful in the midterms. I think they're going to take the House back. I'm pretty sure they're going to take the Senate back. I think they're going to have massive gains at the state level. If Trump announces after that, the corporate propagandists are going to say, yeah, Republicans won, but now you're saddled with Donald Trump. And I think you actually have to put them on the campaign trail to say, nope, you're going to control the narrative. We still had massive gains. Donald Trump was out there. I think that removes that narrative from their playbook.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate on this because I believe, as I said, he's on the campaign trail. He's been endorsing candidates. He's been doing exactly what you said without announcing, meaning he's going out there. He's doing these rallies. He's got one coming up this weekend. We'll carry it here on Newsmax as we have with all these other ones. And I think they're getting all the upside of Trump without the downside, meaning they don't have to defend him. They don't have to explain it. But I would also argue that if you're a candidate right now, and you and I have been in this business for a while, and you come up short in November, you know as well as I do that the mainstream media, right or wrong, and mostly wrong, is going to say, oh, if it wasn't for Trump being out on the campaign trail, sucking up oxygen, sucking up money, this guy or woman who came up a few votes short would have won. And I think that, and I get it, there's an argument that says, well, they'll do it anyway. But if he's on the campaign trail, they're going to say that he's responsible for a few losses where they came up short. If he doesn't, if he just waits 60 days, he gets all the upside and none of the downside.
But I think they're going to blame him anyway, Sean. I mean, if he's going to play an active role, and I certainly hope he does in the general, going into all these targeted battleground states, doing all the rallies, he's going to be front and center. And I think he's going to be blamed regardless, so you might as well just announce. I mean, you know how the corporate propagandists work, Sean. You've had to deal with them for literally decades. They're going to try and pin blame on Trump. If he has any presence at all on the campaign trail during the midterms, he might as well announce. He's going to get blamed for it anyway. And I think he's actually going back to my original point, he's going to be an asset. I think he will take people, the independents. He's very popular with some of these other demographics, and remind them yet again, life under me was actually really good. And now all of these candidates that I'm out here supporting are going to continue that trajectory. And, oh, by the way, we're going to take this country back all the way to 2024. So he's going to get blamed regardless. He might as well just announce and be all in.
I know, and I think this is where this is one of those kind of arguments where I think we're like 99% in agreement, because
Exactly.
I don't disagree with you. I think he's going to get blamed, but I just feel like it's like we're giving them one more reason to blame him, and there's not that much upside for waiting 60 days. But I don't disagree. They're going to blame him either one way or the other. It's just, do you give him less or more? I just would rather give him a little bit less, because he can be out on the campaign trail and he can do everything that you've imagined. But as they like to say, agree to disagree. Ned Ryun, I think we're on the same page 99% of the time anyway. I appreciate you making the case, though.
Thanks, Sean.